Today's Nerdist News is sponsored by WB Games. What the first unofficial look at Avengers 4 means for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Earlier this week, unofficial art for Avengers 4 dropped on the interwebs, and it may have revealed some clues as to what to expect in the follow-up to Infinity War. In a post to Instagram by the Marvelous Fan, we see our first unofficial look at the leftover members of Avengers, and we're breaking down what this means for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And as you can see, we still have some lights on set being worked on. I thought you were going to finish that yesterday. Are you okay? We good? You all right from yesterday? All right, good. Great. Try not to interrupt the news, please. Anyway, two things to note. First, we're not 100% certain that this photo is the real deal. It could be an elaborate piece of fan art, but we're gonna move forward and assume that it is legit. Second, we are going to spoil a bit of Avengers Infinity War, so if you haven't seen it, please walk away now. Still here? Good. First up, we've got Thor rocking his new accessories, his newly forged axe Stormbreaker, and the brand new right eye gifted to him by Rocket Raccoon. Next to him are Nebula and, holy crap, our first look at Captain Marvel in the Avengers lineup. She's wearing her classic red, blue, and gold suit as opposed to the green costume we've seen her rocking on set. Plus, we get a first look at her powers on full display, both flight and energy charging up around her hands. Next, we see Iron Man back in his bleeding edge armor, which he either did some major repairs to after it got utterly wrecked in his showdown with Thanos, or he rebuilt it from scratch. Just below him is Rocket Raccoon, which makes us happy to see the sweet little rabbit make the squad. As for Black Widow, it looks like she is back to her red locks, which implies that she is no longer on the run and hiding her identity from the government, assuming there even is one after half the population got wiped out. Finally. Are we done? Okay, good. It's ridiculous. But the big thing that catches our eye is the Hulk, and it looks like he has decided to opt out from wearing torn purple pants in favor of a skin-tight suit of armor. After his beatdown with Thanos and his refusal to come out of hiding, maybe this new armor will be the confidence builder he needs to make a glorious return to battle. That, or they're taking a cue from the comics, and Bruce Banner has finally taken control of the Hulk's body and decided to wear something a little more appropriate than rags. Moving right along, we've got a fully suited up War Machine with a somewhat bulkier looking suit that has probably had a few upgrades, and in the foreground we see Captain America, who has, shaved off his silky beard! While we are sad to see it go, like Widow's dye job, it's probably gone because he no longer needs to hide who he is. Noticeably absent, though, his shield. Looks like he and Tony haven't made up yet, or perhaps it went the way of the comics and got shattered by Thanos. Next to Old Man Steve is Hawkeye, confirming that yes, he's still alive, and yes, he's still very much ready to throw down with the crew. Lots of people on the internet, including us, have speculated that Hawkeye might return to the screen as one of his alter egos from the comics, Ronin, and his boots here seem to match the ones that we've seen in set photos, which actually do look a lot like the gold-lined footwear that Ronin has in the comics. And finally, we get Ant-Man running into the fray with the rest of the heroes. But where's the Wasp? We suppose that question will be answered when their team-up film hits theaters next month. But what do you folks think? Did we miss any major details? And what happens if you're allergic to all of that Thanos dust? It's gonna be a tough season. Let's discuss. And the last bit of news just dropped today. WB Games just announced that Hitman 2 is set to release November 13th, and I just happen to have a briefcase filled with secrets for the Miami level of the game. Oh, what's that? Oh no! And a big thank you to Hitman 2 for sponsoring today's Nerdist News.